Hello everyone! Welcome to Rise and Shine with CJ. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're diving deep into a topic that holds many of us back: fear of judgment and criticism. Imagine waking up every day feeling free. Free to be yourself, to chase your dreams, and to express yourself without hesitation. That's the kind of life we all deserve. But fear often stands in our way. Think about a time you held yourself back. Did you keep a great idea to yourself, afraid of what others might think? Did you avoid pursuing a passion because you feared criticism? This fear is more common than you might think. It affects people from all walks of life. It can prevent us from going after our dreams, forming meaningful connections, and living our lives to the fullest. We want to be accepted, loved, and respected by others. But this desire for approval can become a heavy burden. When we constantly worry about what others think, we give away our power. We allow their opinions to dictate our choices, our actions, and even our thoughts. Imagine carrying those judgments around with you every day. It's exhausting. It drains our energy and prevents us from being truly present in our lives. We start to second-guess ourselves, questioning every decision and doubting our abilities. This self-doubt can be paralyzing, keeping us stuck in a cycle of fear and inaction. The fear of judgment can manifest in so many ways. It might be the fear of public speaking, the fear of sharing your work, or even the fear of simply being yourself. This fear can hold us back in our careers, our relationships, and our personal growth. It can prevent us from taking risks, pursuing our passions, and living a life true to ourselves. We might avoid social situations, hold back our true opinions, or even sabotage our own success, all because we're afraid of what others might think. But here's the thing: we can't control what others think. People will always have opinions, and we can't please everyone. We internalize negative messages and replay them in our minds, amplifying the fear and self-doubt. These negative thoughts can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we believe we're not good enough, we're less likely to take risks or put ourselves out there. We start to see rejection and criticism where it doesn't exist, further fueling our fear. It's a vicious cycle that can be difficult to break free from. But there is hope. By recognizing these negative thought patterns and challenging their validity, we can begin to dismantle the bars of our self-made prison. When we fear judgment, that spotlight feels intensely focused on us, amplifying every perceived flaw. But what if we could shift that spotlight? Instead of fixating on what others might be thinking, let's redirect that energy. Let's focus on our own values, our own goals, our own definition of success. When we operate from a place of authenticity, we naturally attract those who resonate with our true selves. Their opinions become less important than the joy and fulfillment we find in being true to ourselves. Remember, you are not performing for an audience. You are living your life, and it's time to direct the show. We all make mistakes, we all have flaws, and that's okay. In fact, it's what makes us human and relatable. When we try to hide our imperfections, we build walls around our hearts. We prevent genuine connection and miss out on the beauty of being seen for who we truly are. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage. It's the willingness to show up as our authentic selves, even when it's uncomfortable. And in that discomfort, we often find the greatest strength and connection. Remember, the people who matter will love you for your imperfections, not in spite of them. Fear thrives in the shadows of inaction. The more we avoid the things that scare us, the bigger and scarier they become in our minds. But action is the antidote to fear. Every time we face a fear, we chip away at its power and build our own confidence. Start small. Challenge yourself to do one thing each day that scares you, even if it's just speaking up in a meeting or sharing a creative idea. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of it. And with each act of courage, you'll find that the fear loses its grip on you. Do you know that feeling? That nervous flutter in your chest right before you step onto a stage? The weight of hundreds of eyes on you, waiting for you to speak? That was me, every single time. I always knew I wanted to inspire others, to share my story and help people rise above their challenges. But the fear of judgment loomed large, a seemingly insurmountable obstacle between me and my dreams. Every time I pictured myself speaking to a crowd, my mind would race with doubts. What if my voice shook? What if I stumbled over my words? What if they didn't like what I had to say? Those fears kept me small, hiding in the shadows of my own potential. I told myself I wasn't ready, that I needed more practice, more experience, more confidence. But deep down, I knew it was the fear holding me back. I realized that the only way to overcome this fear was to face it head-on. I had to step out of my comfort zone and embrace the challenge. It wasn't easy, but with each step, I grew stronger and more confident. The weight of the microphone became lighter, and my voice found its power. The turning point came when I realized that my desire to make a difference was far greater than my fear of judgment. It was a moment of clarity that changed everything for me. I reminded myself, it wasn't about me. It was about the message I wanted to share, the hope I wanted to ignite in others. This realization gave me the courage to move forward. With a deep breath and a heart full of both fear and determination, I took a leap of faith. I knew that this was a pivotal moment in my journey. I said yes to my first public speaking opportunity. It was a decision that would shape my future in ways I couldn't yet imagine. It was a small event, but it felt monumental to me. The size of the audience didn't matter. What mattered was that I was taking a stand. As I began to speak, something shifted within me. The initial nerves started to fade, replaced by a growing sense of confidence. The words flowed, my voice grew stronger, and the connection with the audience ignited a fire in my soul. The world didn't end. Instead, it felt like it was just beginning. In fact, it felt like a new beginning, a dawn of a new chapter in my life where I could truly make an impact. The experience was both exhilarating and empowering. It was a moment of triumph that I would carry with me forever. I had faced my fear and discovered a strength I never knew I possessed. This newfound strength became the foundation for my future endeavors. That first step onto the stage was the catalyst for a profound personal transformation. Each subsequent speaking engagement chipped away at the walls of fear I had built around myself. I learned that vulnerability wasn't weakness. It was the key to authentic connection. By sharing my own struggles with the fear of judgment, I created a space for others to do the same. The more I embraced my authentic self, the less power judgment held over me. I realized that not everyone would resonate with my message, and that was okay. What mattered most was staying true to myself and my purpose. Stepping into my truth, facing my fear, and embracing vulnerability has been the most liberating journey of my life. Stepping into your power and embracing vulnerability is a beautiful thing. But let's be real, it's not always easy. The world can be a noisy place, filled with diverse opinions and judgments. There will be times when negativity comes your way, no matter how strong and centered you are. It's important to remember that you get to choose how you react to that noise. You can't control what others say or do, but you can control how you internalize it. You have the power to choose which voices you allow to penetrate your inner circle of influence. Just like you can change the channel on the radio, you can tune out negativity and focus on the frequencies that uplift and inspire you. Surround yourself with supportive people, seek out positive influences, and remember that you are not defined by the opinions of others. Embrace the journey of self-discovery and growth, and recognize that every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. By consciously curating the energy you allow into your life, you create a sanctuary of positivity and empowerment. Trust in your ability to navigate through the noise and emerge stronger, more focused, and more aligned with your true self. When faced with criticism, it's easy to get caught up in the emotional sting. Our instinct might be to defend ourselves, argue back, or retreat into a shell of self-doubt. But what if we could shift our perspective? What if instead of seeing criticism as a personal attack, we viewed it as an opportunity for growth? Every piece of feedback, whether positive or negative, can offer valuable insights. Think of criticism like pruning a rose bush. Sometimes, we need to trim away old beliefs or behaviors that are no longer serving us. This can be uncomfortable, but it's essential for growth and renewal. Remember, not all criticism is created equal. Consider the source, evaluate the validity of the feedback, and take what resonates with your own goals and values. Use it as fuel for growth, not a weapon of self-destruction. When you receive criticism, take a moment to pause and breathe before reacting. Instead of immediately getting defensive, try to approach the feedback with curiosity. Ask clarifying questions. Seek to understand the other person's perspective. Even if you don't agree with their assessment, there might be a kernel of truth or a valuable lesson to be learned. Use criticism as an opportunity for self-reflection. Are there areas where you can improve? Are there blind spots you need to address? Remember, growth often happens outside of our comfort zones. Embrace the learning process. Every experience, even a negative one, can teach us something valuable about ourselves and the world around us. Choose to see challenges as opportunities for growth and refinement. Remember, you are a work in progress, and that's okay. We've covered a lot of ground today, from understanding the weight of judgment to discovering the power within. Now it's time to take what you've learned and rise. Rise above the fear, rise above the doubt, rise above the limitations you've placed upon yourself. The world needs your unique voice, your talents, your passions. Don't let fear silence you. Embrace vulnerability, step into your power, and share your gifts with the world. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. We all face moments of self-doubt and fear of judgment, but it's in those moments that we have a choice, to shrink back or to rise. Choose to rise. Choose courage over comfort, authenticity over approval, and vulnerability over fear. The journey toward living authentically and fearlessly is ongoing. There will be ups and downs, moments of doubt and moments of triumph. But with each step you take, you'll grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. I'm here to support you every step of the way. Subscribe to Rise and Shine with CJ for more inspiration, tips, and tools to help you overcome fear and live your most authentic life. Let's shine together. Let's create a world where we celebrate our differences, embrace our imperfections, and empower each other to rise above fear and live our truth. Remember, your voice matters. Your story matters. You matter. Now go out there and shine.